God is saying to you today, consider this day to be a blank canvas on which you may paint the colors of your desires. Your actions should be guided by your interests, and may each step you take lead you closer to the achievement of your goals and dreams. Believe in your capabilities, since you have the ability to build a life that is both beautiful and meaningful for yourself. If you believe in God, please like this video. It is the indication that you have been praying for all along. Every single thing in your life is going to turn out perfectly. God is in control of your loved ones, your relationships, your wealth, and your health. Right now, He is preparing a path for you to follow. You are going to get a witness from God this week. If you believe in God, type 1111. Do not stop acting in a moral manner. Always have a positive mindset when you go to work. People are not the ones you are working for. You are laboring in God's service. You should not use your employment as a sword. God is the ultimate source. The records are being kept by Him. Your moment is drawing near. We are about to present you with a fresh chance. My hope is that the amount of money in your bank account will grow beyond what you are able to spend. My prayer is that you will be able to pay all of your bills before the due date. It is time for you to achieve success and achieve financial independence. In order to experience genuine joy, you must first look within yourself, to your heart, as well as the soul. Depending on the context, you can be influenced by the objects and people in your environment, but if you manage to keep your inner calm and satisfaction intact, you will experience more resilient and equipped to handle any challenges that may come your way in the future. It is important to keep in mind that whatever occurs, it is merely a phase. Maintain your composure and believe that things will eventually improve. That position is going to be filled by you on the job. Having been accepted into that school, having been awarded that promotion, been provided with that chance, being liberated from that poisonous setting, and being freed from that debt. When you announce it, labor toward it, and pray for it, God will provide a path for you to go through it. In this moment, the universe is communicating with you to acknowledge the power of thankfulness and to observe its expansion. Pay attention while it works its magic on your life. Develop an attitude of gratitude and learn to appreciate the many benefits, both large and small, that are all around you. Your attention should be shifted to the abundance that is currently present, and you should allow further benefits to come into your experience. The adversary would not be engaging in combat with you if you did not pose a danger. If he didn't think you were on the edge of accomplishing something truly remarkable, he wouldn't be attempting to stop you. He has a good idea that you are going to advance to the next level. You are about to embark on a new journey for your family, and he is aware of this. You are preparing to move on to the land that was promised to you. An experience that you have never had before is going to take place. Those individuals who are attempting to stifle your progress and cause havoc, please do not disturb the quiet. The psalmist predicted that it would be a mistake to do so. It is certain that the adversary will fall into the trap that they have created for you. It is impossible for you to fathom the manner in which God is operating. It may appear to be a hostile situation. However, the reality is that it is the hand of God that is preparing you for a promotion. You have been blessed by God's decision. There is nothing and no one that can reverse that decision. The conclusion of your issue has been predetermined by Him, and He has prophesied blessings, triumph, breakthrough, healing, and deliverance over you. He is the one in charge. God is the ultimate authority in the universe. All will proceed in accordance with the plan. Alternatively, in accordance with His righteous will and purpose for your life. There is no reason to be concerned. I am a child of God. Indeed, that vision was accurate. It turned out that the promise was accurate. That's not crazy at all. You are surrounded by a conflict. Are you aware of it? The promise is demonstrated by this. This might be interpreted as a sign that you are moving in the correct way. Child, never give up. Dearly loved one, do not let the hope die. Door that is supernatural. Soon, doors will be opened for you to enter. Originating from out of the ordinary locations and individuals. If you follow God, subscribe to our channel. May God bless you. In every instance, it arrives at the precise moment when it is needed. Because you are God's child, He will find a way to rescue you from difficult circumstances. You and the Father are one and the same. You are not built to handle the stresses of life on your own. You are capable of doing so. Before dawn, the evening is always the darkest. If God is so concerned with the amount of hairs on your head, then why are you so concerned about it? You are in His grasp. Whenever God sees you carrying out your duties, believing something when there is no evidence to support it, when you are at your weakest, thanking God, making decisions based on faith even when you are feeling uneasy, you will receive power from God that is above your normal capabilities. You will be able to do things that you would not ordinarily be able to do with His assistance. This is what God is saying to you. I will make up for the years that the adversary has taken away from you. Years that you spent by yourself. There were years that you were treated poorly. There is going to be a lot of happiness for you. Lots of happiness and contentment. There was an abundance of tranquility, a wealth of resources, and a multitude of options. You are about to experience a sea change in your life this week. At this very moment, God and His angels are active in their efforts to help you. There will be progress and development in every aspect of your life, and you will see and experience it. Do not give up. Try not to give up. Your moment of triumph is drawing near. You must walk not by fear but by faith in order to succeed. Continue to anticipate it. Be sure to maintain your faith. Make sure to keep talking about it happening. Acting as if it is going to take place anyhow. Having the mindset that it is going to take place. The act of walking as if it were going to happen. Relinquish your assurance. If you have trust, you will be able to go places that you would not be able to go on your own. God is unquestionably capable. Simply put, He is waiting for your trust to catch up with Him. If you're prepared, type yes. Type yes if God wants you to be a part of His plan. God's favor will be blessed. Your name will be engraved on it for all time. As long as you continue to walk in the path that God wants you to walk, there is nothing that you can or cannot do to change that. It is for this reason that it is essential to refrain from harboring or overthinking the way things are going to play out in your life. Everything that you experience in life is accompanied with a certain timing and a purpose that should be understood. When you start to rely on faith rather than sight, you will come to the realization that your situation is not what it seems. In reality, promises are working in your favor rather than against you. The assurances that you have been relying on. You have been hoping for dreams to come true. As we move forward into the next few days, God is going to make everything fall into place. As a result of His efforts, things will take place that you would never be able to do on your own. It would be rude of you to pout and whine when you are so lucky. God has been unbelievably kind to you. Take the time to learn how to embrace each season with God. I am grateful and show grace. Haunt because He is trying to teach you a lesson and wants you to learn it that He is attempting to teach you in each and every season. You are in a favorable position. I am aware of your desire to be ahead of God, but you must have faith in His timing. Waiting for a time and allowing everything to fall into place is preferable to rushing things at the last minute and having them fall apart. The person you require is close by. It is extremely near to the answer that you have been praying for. It is already planned for you to get access to the subsequent season of your personal destiny. Because of your obedience, a door has been opened. One more door was opened as a result of your act of integrity. Within the next 3 days, you will have a personal breakthrough, and others are talking about you in different settings. It is not yet time for your feet to enter. It is going to be an incredible thing that God does, nothing. Do not stop pushing ahead. The message that my religion is trying to convey to me is that there is something on the other side of this pain, even if I do not feel it and I do not see it. If you get this proclamation, I will not feel it. Step forward, God is saying. Try not to be afraid. The experience that I have planned for you is going to be unforgettable and full of delight. You will be so much more powerful, and you will bring me a great deal of honor. Don't ever let fear of other people stop you, child. You have my support. Nothing that is conceived against you will ever be successful. You have my love. If you require this, type 1212. Your heart is visible to God. He recognizes the yearnings. He is aware of how lonely you are. He is aware of your want to be with your individual. He is attentive to the cries that come from your lungs. He is concerned. This is how much He loves you. He is working on them, and He wants you to know that He is doing so. He is getting your heart ready to receive love in the appropriate manner. Still, He has not forgotten. A message from God to you today is that you are completely alone. Now is the time for you to update. You are about to be showered with a great deal of blessings since you were faithful and you were a child. It is going to come to pass that you will be blessed with all that you have been hoping and praying for since you did not give up. Keep in mind, my child, that I am a rewarder of those who are faithful. I pray that the Lord showers His face upon you. If you believe in God, subscribe to our channel. God is going to complete everything that He has begun in your life. The delay will turn out to be a miracle for you in the big picture. There is going to be a new song that God will plant in your heart. During this time, God will astonish you with His kindness and favor more than you could ever imagine. Everything that you have prayed for is going to be answered. Don't give up easily. An unexpected chapter has just opened up, and it is going to push you into a completely different path. You are well aware of the time that it is. This is the moment that your spirit has been working toward. You are about to be blessed with a wonderful package, so be ready to accept it. All of the layers of your spirit that were in need of strengthening have been strengthened as a result of every difficulty that you have been put through. It is not possible for you to return to your previous state of being. Step upon it with trust, and leave fear where it belongs behind you. There is a wonderful thing. There is going to be a day when God will make you forget about it. The circumstances are going to be made up for by God in such a miraculous way that you are not going to recall the agony that you have experienced in the past. In the morning, you won't be thinking about the people who have wronged you. As soon as you open your eyes, you are going to reflect on how fortunate you are. There is no way that you are going to go through the day feeling disheartened by the loss, with that weight on your shoulders. The circumstances are going to change in such a way that the only thing you will be able to think about is how grateful you are. It is going to provide you a profound sense of contentment and a delight that you are unable to articulate. Remember that God was generous enough to bring you this far, and realize that He is the one who brought you this far. This is especially important to keep in mind on those days when you feel like you are not good enough and are ready to give up. Regardless of how difficult things become, He is not going to give up on you at this point in time. You are receiving a message from God today that says, "I am sending a great change into your life. All of your prayers have been heard. I know your heart, and I know that you crave something greater. In your direction, I am sending bigger and larger things. Your life has been filled with a lot of hardships. As a result of their judgment, people have moved away from you. But what I say about you is the only thing that matters. I didn't make you to be flawless all the time. You are a reliable creation that I made. The manner in which God operates are not always clear to us. Not all of His actions make sense to us at all times. However, we must acknowledge that God is able to perceive the bigger picture. Take into account this possibility. Perhaps you are prepared for what God has in store for you. However, another individual who is going to be participating is not yet prepared to participate. God is required to perform a job in another individual, as well as any other circumstance that may arise before your request may be answered in accordance with the plan of God for your life. In order for it to be God's ideal moment, it is necessary for all of the components to congregate. Learning to trust God's timing is necessary if you want to live your best life right now. Allow God to handle things in His own manner. In due time, the response will arrive, and it will be just on schedule. Understanding how to trust God's time is essential. And you may be assured that right now, God is putting the pieces of the puzzle together so that they can work together to create His plan for your life. He has been working in your favor for a considerable amount of time before you came across the issue. Refrain from becoming irritated and attempting to push doors open. Do not attempt to make things happen by relying just on your own might. In due time, the response will arrive, and it will be just on schedule. When you reach a new level in your relationship with God, the devil is there to remind you of all the times you have failed in the past and all the moments in which you have made a mistake. But the past is not something that God is concerned with. It is Him who is concerned about your future. It is not possible to predict what your future will be based on your past behaviors. You will enter a new phase of your life in 2024, which will be a year of fresh starts and experiences. It is the Lord who will give you a fresh start if you believe the word that He has spoken. Despite the fact that you are a lovely person, you do not need to have everything worked out right now. Refuse to live as a captive to your mistakes from the past. While God is putting the pieces together, you are free to just be present in the moment. As long as you keep your focus on the Father, you will not miss out on any of the wonderful things that are destined to come your way. In the unknown, there is a great deal of beauty waiting to be discovered. Don't let the chance to discover happiness in each and every season pass you by. Even if your only activity is breathing. If you follow God, subscribe to our channel. It is your day. You are going to receive your rewards, and your prayers will be fulfilled. Today is your day. On the other hand, you will need to exercise a little bit more patience and take some guided action. There is little doubt that the additional weight and effort are well worth it. You are really close to succeeding. In order to maintain your confidence in miracles and divine magic, your spirit guides have requested that you do so. Make use of your imagination to create a mental image in which your dreams have already been realized. You are quite close to there. Your feelings of thankfulness and delight will fill your heart to overflowing, and these feelings will hasten the manifestation of the things you want to happen. Soon enough, you will be able to take pleasure in the observable outcomes. What they did to you was obvious to God. He sensed that you were being harmed and dealing with it in quiet. He witnessed how they attempted to bring you to ruin. God is aware of everything. But He protected you and maintained a watchful eye on you. The present moment is where God has set a table for us. Right now is the time for you to experience breakthroughs and benefits. There is a point to the season that you are now in. It is possible for you to take a path that is more expansive than what you are now able to perceive. Each and everything that you are going through at this particular now is just what you require. That which is most important to you is being served by everything. You are currently being transformed into the person you were always destined to be. Rely on the divine at this very moment. It is important to have timing and to believe in oneself. God has told me that I need you to regain your excitement. I need you to keep in mind that you are not going through this by yourself. I am working on addressing your issues. Heavenly beings have already been allocated to you. In order to alleviate the stress, you should just believe me. The conclusion that I have in mind for you is fairly remarkable. In point of fact, this is the reason why you need to be thrilled once more, because the happy ending that I have in store for you is going to completely change your life. You are being commanded by God to be still today. You need to stop causing yourself concern over what is happening. Put an end to trying to figure things out using your own understanding. Now is the time to stop fighting for it, since it is already yours. The message that God is sending is, let me handle that. Now that you've reached this phase, things are going to start falling into place for you, most likely when you least expect them to. You can assert that I am abundant. God will utilize instruction, relationships, spiritual disciplines, serving others, and challenging circumstances to help you develop in your faith. He will also use circumstances that are difficult. You will get more familiar with Him and have a greater level of confidence in Him, and your faith will grow deeper and wider. The relationship that you have with your Heavenly Father will be very close and personal. During this time of waiting, you should not underestimate what God is accomplishing in your life. Get rid of the restrictions. Once more, dream. There is hope once more. Revisit your faith. When the time comes for you to finally take your turn, you will comprehend the necessity of the wait. It makes no difference who else has rejected or disregarded you when God has chosen you to be His favored one. When it comes to opposition, God's favor is superior. That is true. Don't let the fact that God is doing something that isn't packaged the way you intended lead you to miss it. The manifestations of blessings, healing, and progress are many. I pray that you find rest, my cherished child, in the embrace of my serenity. The work is complete. As soon as the word was uttered, God had already prepared a method for it to succeed. Throughout the process, it is your responsibility to have faith in Him and to be obedient. You may put your faith in Him. There is peace in the knowledge that He has already seen your position of promise. You may rest in this knowledge. You are going to wait. You are going to pray. Your frustration will increase. Whatever you do, you will doubt it. You will, nevertheless, continue to exercise patience. You will continue to wait. You are going to continue praying. In addition, it will eventually take place at a time when you are least expecting it. However, you should never stop believing. Keep your faith alive at all times. Moreover, never give up on your hopes. There is no doubt that God is prepared to grant you any want that you have ever had. However, you must not lose sight of the fact that it is His time, not yours. In the end, the plan that God has for us is a good one. It is said in the Bible that people who love God will find that everything works out for their benefit. It is important to take note of the fact that it states, doubt may cause you to think, I love God, but life is too hectic right now. In what way is that beneficial? Although it may not always feel wonderful in the moment, it is still good regardless of how it feels. It is possible for God to utilize difficult and unpleasant situations to mold results in our lives that are eternally wonderful. It is reassuring to know that the challenges we are facing now will not be able to defeat us. With your best interests in mind, God is working behind the scenes. If you believe in God, subscribe to our channel. You will not erase the memories overnight, and you may occasionally find yourself wondering what if, but you must have faith in the plan that God has for you. But we have to have faith that God knows what is best for us, even though we had the expectation that some relationships would remain. We don't require all that we desire that we want. Rather of allowing the past to dictate your actions, seek the will of God. If you believe in the Lord, type 4444. There is no such thing as dating just anyone when you have a vocation that dominates your life. Once you have the knowledge that God has provided you with a distinct plan and mission for your life, You must put an end to the talk of other people and focus your attention on God. God will provide you with insight and instructions so that you can determine who is on your side. It's not easy. Making a change in your life is not easy. It might be challenging to pick up the pieces and begin anew from the beginning. After going through a life-altering incident, it can be challenging to reconstruct your thoughts and get your life back on track. Being someone's primary caretaker is a responsibility. Receiving a diagnosis that you did not wish to hear. Assuming a new beginning after suffering a loss of any type, existing by oneself in a new location. Longing for a companion. Nevertheless, with God by your side, you are able to struggle with God. You are able to endure the storm, and you will emerge victorious from this. Through Christ, you are able to accomplish anything. Although it is natural for us to feel upset when we do not comprehend everything that God is doing, it is precisely during these times that we gain a deeper understanding of who God is. Permit the bewilderment, the questions, the heartache, and the loneliness to drive you further into God's presence. It is not the purpose of my endeavor, as I have realized, to determine how far is too far or to determine whether or not anything is a sin. Instead, if I make it a priority to concentrate on God and spend time with Him, He will guide me away from things that aren't beneficial to me and away from temptation. Type Amen to manifest. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more God's messages.